what is really respect?
But you know this.
What is respect all about? Because in Africa, it's all those little things that we deem to be respectful.
Yeah.
If you are not related to a certain kid,
They will not
forget
give
it.
you that.
Yeah, that respect of auntie, uncle,
No.
you no go hear am. A child you saw today as a kid here in Israel, the next time you see that child, you probably will not recognize that child. Not because that child has changed facially, but because that child has grown into why e be say the children wey we born for this country, no matter whether na mixed children or no matter whether na children wey both mama and papa wey from Nigeria or wey from Africa born for this country, for Oyibo land. When I say this country, I mean Oyibo. Why be say dem dey tall, all of them dey look like Goliath, even if no be all of them, at least 90% of the children wey we black parents born for this country, for Igbo land, why dem always dey tall like say dem put fertilizer for their legs or for their head? And now I come realize say, is it because of the weather? I fit talk say no. Is it because of their culture? I fit talk say no. But why? Because those same children wey we born here for this country, even if na the same mama, the same papa relocate go Nigeria, go born them for Nigeria, they no go tall like that. For instance, me and my wife, even if we go Niger and our children been born for Niger, person like Raphael for Nigeria no go tall, no go get the height wey him get as him been born here. And I believe say I know why. The reason be say, when we as children born for Africa, the kind work, the kind stress, the kind things wey we dey do as children, the children here for abroad, e no matter whether children dem from the black father and mother, or whether dem from black father white Oyibo or black Oyibo white father, e no matter. The reason why be say children here grow like Goliath, dey tall, compared to the children wey we as the same parent for born for Nigeria no go dey tall, na because say for Nigeria, the lifestyle wey children dey live for Nigeria no be the same lifestyle here. For example, person like me, when I been reach the age of 10, the kind bucket 20 liters, 15 liters wey I been carry, whether na wetin even follow make me dey bald, I no know. The kind heavy containers wey I been dey carry for head dey go stream, and stream no be for here o, at least 2 kilometers. A child of 10 years old dey carry heavy things. So how you go expect make that child grow? How you go expect make that child dey tall? I no even talk of that one. Another one wey be say, when I been dey the age of 10, my mama, my papa, dey send me go boarding house for you wey be say we dey live for Calabar. When my pikin Raphael been be 10 years old, I turn look Raphael as him small at the age of 10. Now I come think to my life, say, so na so I been dey small, make my parents send me go school. Say, these people been wicked o. Say my parents were very wicked to send me at that small age to a boarding school. So the lifestyle wey we dey live for Africa dey very, very different for the lifestyle where children dey grow up here. That na why here nothing dey free. In fact, sef na dem go even dey tell you, the parents, wetin to do, instead of you to tell them wetin to do. When I dey small, I remember say we dey wake up very early. Na us go dey sweep house, we go sweep compound, we go do different things. We go wash plate, wash pot. In fact, your parents' clothes, na you go wash am at the age of 10, 11. Whereas children here at the age of 10, 11, wetin concern them? If no be only games dey their mind to play. If no be only to go different place, go do wetin they need. Nobody dey stress them. So Victor, wetin I dey talk na about that way we dey talk. Say why e be say children, even if na from the same parents for abroad, they grow like Goliath. But for Nigeria or for Africa, they stunted. I bet if you give us your own input, what you think about this matter?
Well, even we discussed it off camera before. Actually, I noticed something that is happening here, like with children born overseas or something like that. And I noticed something again when I was in Nigeria, when maybe my uncle
Mhm.
came back from US with his children, and some of my cousins that had children outside.
Mhm.
When they come back, then we see them the first time. The second time, they will be different kind of human being again.
Yeah.
So I think it gets to do with the nature where they live.
Okay.
Basically, people outside Nigeria, they have all the social amenities. It's not like the rich have this, but if the rich have it, they will have it at home. But the poor will still have it in the public. You understand? It's accessible to everybody. The economy is not like Nigeria. Maybe if you want to go to the village, or if you want to go to a certain village, will you see like the way our villages? It's not like the way our villages are. Their villages are all light up and all these things, the great, and they have farmhouses.
Okay, the question is, do you think even Israel, okay, make I know Israel. You know my first son, Raphael.
Yeah,
Okay. And you know Raphael's mom.
yeah.
Now, do you think if Raphael was to be born in Nigeria, even with the mama, and we live for Nigeria, Raphael grew up in Nigeria, do you think he would be as tall as he is here in Israel, as he is here in Israel?
No, I don't think so.
Why?
Why? Because I think from here, from the hospital, from the child, from giving birth to a child, there's certain injections they give their kids.
So now the injection they make them.
Of course, sometimes I do believe because some of the kids they are very stubborn, and they use tablets to control them. They can use from schools. Let me tell you, if you don't know now, you know.
But if
you
that's
can
if
ask
that's the
Raphael,
case, if that's the case, then all the kids here will be tall. If that was the case.
if they are nurtured well, it's the environment that nurtures. But basically, the high percentage of nutrition in the developed nation, you can be compared to underdeveloped nations.
My hypothesis.
Like, let me take example. If you are talking about height,
Mhm.
there are certain genes for height.
Okay.
You understand? Naturally, the Sudanese, the Dunga people are very tall, slim people.
Okay.
No matter where they are, they will always be born tall, slim. That's gene. But in case of nutrition, the developed nation, they have a lot of. Imagine, you cannot go to a house in this country and just go to the house and you see that they cooked the same kind of food for everybody. No,
That's true. It's always
there,
different.
there will be difference. This one will say you want this one will say we want this. And the parents cater for everyone's need.
But don't
They
you
even beg them to even eat.
but don't you also think it's due to the nature of work as kids when we grew up in Nigeria? Because Raphael would never go to a stream, would never carry a bucket on his head.
Those things too are some of the things that are inclusive to that kind of situation. Like for me now, I used to think that carrying bucket of water is the one that make my head a little bit flat, because since I was a baby kid,
Yeah.
even though even though they don't send me, I will follow them to the river.
To the river. So
And I used to even hawk, even though they send me, they don't send me. Like if my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, he has an orchard of mangoes. So when they harvest the season, because I want to go to swim in the river, I will just tell my grandma, I will just take a big tray and pack a lot of mangoes and just go to the riverside, swim and soak all the mangoes and come back.
well, while we will not entirely blame it on the things we did, because I asked the question, if Raphael with the same mom and of course with me, if he
In
was born in
Nigeria.
Nigeria,
Okay,
if
I
he would
haven't
be as
answered that. Of course, he's going to grow, just like a normal kid. Because number one, remember his mother is not Nigerian.
okay.
Remember their food, the type of food.
No, he's eating the same food not different from me. That's why I said if you grow up in Nigeria with the same mom,
Okay,
with the same gene,
if it's so, I don't think you are going to carry Raphael mom to an underdeveloped area in Nigeria.
no, I'm just giving. I'm not
Are you
saying
going to take her to the village, or you are going to
if.
take her to
It
an
doesn't matter
environment that
anywhere
doesn't
in
nurture you
Nigeria.
well?
If I, that's why I used if.
What I'm saying is, if you say if,
Mhm.
I tell you, environment, nature, it nurtures human being in terms of
Okay.
sense and in terms of growth. In psychologically, we have been
All right, let me put it
denied
this
so
way.
many things. Number one, you cannot tell me that when I'm in Nigeria, I will decide what to eat in my own house, in my own parents' house.
Okay, so now put all those together because if Raphael grew up in Nigeria, he will also carry bucket on his head. So that's what I'm saying.
Definitely, he's going to carry bucket, but maybe he may not carry because he will be half caste.
No, he
But
will
I've seen-
carry.
No,
He will go to the stream.
although those half castes I see in River State, most of them, their parents are just engineers and they just left their
He will
parents
go to the
poverty.
stream unless this is what I wanted to talk about. That even
It
though,
depends on the situation.
yeah, even though we can say that people who are of average families, you know, the kind of work they did that makes their growth to be stunted it's different from people who are from rich family, like we said off camera, because people who are born into rich family, and I'm also talking about in Nigeria, they are not stressful. They have everything. Most of them have nannies at home.
Of course.
They didn't go to the river. They didn't carry heavy things on their head.
Cleaners.
They didn't go to boarding school. They were not stressful.
Driven
So
from home.
yeah.
They don't hop bus.
They don't have buses, they had cars, you understand? So
Just relax.
at the end of the day, I think it is the stress-free nature of a child that enhances how
Let me ask you.
how
what is-
tall they are going to grow.
Sorry to cut you off. How many times have you ever taken siesta when you are a child? At least.
Oh boy.
It's like every day, like a routine that you take siesta. Like
It's just like we were always being kind of forced to take siesta. Even when I was in boarding school, there was time
okay,
for
okay,
siesta.
you have that.
Yeah, there was a routine for siesta. But what is your point? Why are you talking about the siesta?
Because
Because I don't
some
believe that
people
kids
don't-
here, they don't take siestas.
Sometimes when they see them stressful, they tell them to go sleep.
Huh? I don't think teenagers here take siestas.
Kids and parents here too. They don't like, but sometimes you see them stressful when they are making too much problem and they are crying.
Maybe that's when the parent will force them
They
to
force
go.
them
Yeah.
to go and take a nap.
But aside from that, in schools we had siesta routine, especially in the boarding schools.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, it is just how would I say marvelous, or it's just I don't even know the word. Surprising that a child you saw today as a kid here in Israel, the next time you see that child, you probably will not recognize that child. Not because that child has changed facially, but because that child has grown into, oh my God, not even a man, not even a woman, like their height. They grow, like he was telling me about one of our friend's daughter he met yesterday, 20 years old, very tall. You understand? So at the end of the day, well,
Very matured again and respectful. I give kudos to these Nigerian boys, children that are very respectful.
yeah.
They still, like yesterday at work, a friend of my client's daughter came to the house and they were playing, a little girl. Then she called out the name of her friend's mother. She called her out, Mary, and she said yes. She come. Then I told her, in Nigeria we don't do that. She said kids here they don't do. I said, then she asked me. She said, what is she supposed to call me? And I told her auntie. She said, no, I'm not her aunt. She's just my daughter's friend. So I'm not her aunt.
That's what I try to educate Lisha. Yes, that's the culture here.
Yeah.
If you are not related to a certain kid,
They will not
forget
give
it.
you that.
Yeah, that respect of auntie, uncle,
No.
you no go hear am.
They'll be looking for your
Yeah,
name.
even their teacher in school, they don't call them auntie or uncle. They just call them straight name. In fact, the first time I heard that thing in Ukraine, I was shocked. As in, I went to school, as in the first, my first class, and I heard my colleagues, my Ukrainian colleagues, they were calling our teacher by their first name. I'm like, what? For which country? Sometimes if you even call your teacher, put sir, he go vex. Say you supposed to call him professor or doctor. You understand? So here I tell Raphael, look, anybody will owe pass you. Even he calls his auntie in the school, in the kindergarten. Her name is Angela. In fact, all of their aunties. So I always tell him, I don't ever want to hear you call her Angela. Add auntie. If, at least for me. Because when I hear him call his auntie Angela, as a day I say I get goosebumps. Goosebumps for body.
That's what happened to me yesterday. She said, but I'm not her auntie. What can I do? She's just a friend to my
Her mom's brother, he just calls him Tal. The mom's brother's name is Tal. So I tell him, no, not Tal, Uncle Tal. At least that one is your uncle. And his mother, Moran, will tell me, well, in their country, it's not like that.
They don't care. Like
So now it makes us come to the question, what is really respect?
But you know this.
What is respect all about? Because in Africa, it's all those little things that we deem to be respectful. Calling somebody who is older than you, not by their first name, but adding a title, that's what we consider as respect. So in abroad, what is considered as respect? If you can just see somebody who is older than you by far and just call them by their first name. So how then do we respect people abroad?
Respect, I think, here is when a child didn't tell you anything, he didn't make you
Angry, he didn't make you problems.
Come with his own problem to you. That's what is called respect. If you go and sit down in one place, you disturb him, then you will know that you will talk to him in a way that you think you are mates.
Abroad, yeah, not disturbing a child is respect, because if you go and disturb that child,
I'll tell you
will
what,
see wahala.
there are kids here. This place, they have kids, two kids here. They're Israeli. One is in the army. One is supposed to be in the army now. So when I came to this country, they were like young persons. So after so many things, so many everything, they will be treating you as if you are mates. And I don't know what they have been taught. They think all of us are like we don't know anything. We foreigners, let me explain to you. They think we are all, underdeveloped, in sense of knowledge of
Reasoning.
things, of everything. So one time I got admission into the university here in Israel. Then they find out. Then one boy say, "Oh, I heard you are in the university." I say, "Yes." He said, "Oh." Then he started giving me like an accolade. Like before, he used to think maybe I'm absent-minded. I'm just here
to work.
Yeah.
He thought you didn't have sense.
Yeah.
Or you are not smart. Let's
I'm
say
not
you're not intelligent. Yeah. You're not
Then
smart,
one
you're
time
intelligent.
again, I asked another younger boy because there was a course I'm having about Israeli, government. I had a course like that because it's a public relation, program. So I had that course and I met the boy to explain, how the government works here, how the election is. I know it's quite different from Nigeria's election or other elections. Here they go on coalition, all this thing. I spoke to him, I told him I need more points. And it was just wow, like, who taught you this? I said, I'm going to the school, I'm in the university. Now you are just in primary school, going to high school. He said, wow. He said, the one they teach us is not like yours now. This was just little things. I said, I want to know the little things so that I can handle the big things. Because it's a general new topic for me, understand kids are like that. Sometimes they respect you, sometimes they look, you were there when somebody tried to give a girl and this daughter and this brother's daughter water from a cup he sipped from, and she told him she doesn't want. He said, why? She said, you has already drank from it. She told him bluntly, she didn't hide it, and she wasn't afraid to tell him. She just stood in his face and looked at him in his eyes and said, you drank from it and I need a fresh cup.
That's one thing here in abroad where they educate even these kids at the gang. They are very teachers. Tell them, if even if your parent beats you, does something to you, do you know that the kids here, they even know phone numbers of police, ambulance, even before we hear?
These kids that I'm telling you, they were wild when I was waiting. They called police for their parents here. They went to the hospital, the police station. They met their two kids in the police station, and the only thing that saved them, they pulled out their shirt, and there wasn't mark. If there was mark, for sure, these two parents will go to jail.
Me, where we say one time I carry Lishai, go Gan. In teacher tell me say, Lishai talk say I been spank am. Hey! Huh. So, well,
And for the last, when you call them, they will not answer you. One day I find out. I say, why if I call you to send you a message, you say that I'm not a slave.
not even that.
He told me his teacher said I'm not. That he's not
The
our servant.
one that annoys me with the kids here, when your father or your mother calls you in, let's say, Victor, what do you answer?
Sir,
Yes, mommy. Yes, daddy. Call your child here in abroad. Lishai.
what?
Ma means what?
What? He will tell me what?
What?
And he will say it in a way that he will be asking you question. You don't see that I'm playing or my what?
That is another lesson I'm trying to teach him. Like, don't answer me what. I know to them it's normal, it's not insulting, it's not. But to
Sometimes
us,
I was thinking it was the ma of the mother.
yeah.
Then I later found out that ma is what?
You call your child instead of to answer you yes daddy or yes abba. Abba means daddy. Yes abba, yes ima. They answer ma what? For which world? So every time I tell Lishai, don't answer me what. Say yes daddy, yes abba. Say okay, yes daddy. The next day, Lishai, what?
They are used to it. It's just the culture.
Yeah, and that's not an insult, but try am for Africa. Make your parents call you, then you answer what? So again, different cultures, different countries, different signs of respect. To us, you never call somebody who's older than you by their first name. That's disrespectful. But to them, it is normal, it is okay, and it's not disrespectful. So to you that have been watching us, I started by saying that the children God has given to us that were born here in abroad usually turn out to be taller, gigantic than children that are born in Africa, even if it is with the same parents. And I ask the question, why? Even though I try to give my own opinion as to what causes this, but if you have any idea, it's good to contribute. Also, feel free to contribute on this comment section. And here, respect is different from the kind of respect we have back home in Africa. It's your boy, the Crackhead. Wish you all a wonderful day. Bye for now.